Hello everyone, it is Sunday, it is 7 o'clock, well just gone, and it is time for Wilson Waffling Live! I am not too sure what happened there at all. I had this terrible feeling. I think what actually happened was that Ycast, the program that I actually use, crashed, and I don't know whether or not you guys heard what I heard, which was just the theme tune going over and over and over and over again, or whether or not you actually heard the theme tune sort of like going through as usual. Whatever you heard, welcome along to Wilson Waffling Live, and also welcome and sorry, not welcome again, but sorry, because I am running a tad late. And why am I running a tad late? Because I was watching the end of a film. Yes, I was literally watching the end of a film. Oh, I don't know if you were watching it as well, but it's a film called, let me see if I can remember, She's a Man, I think it is. It was about this girl who wanted to be in a football team, but the college or university doesn't have females in their football team, so she pretended to be a brother. Oh yes, and it was one of those perfect happy endings. A lot of football. I was feeling very manly because I was watching football, but a bit of a soppy ending, which I don't actually like soppy endings. I often think, you know, we get to a certain point in a film, and I just sort of thought, oh, you know, it should just stop there. I don't have any. Do you know? It's really weird at the moment because the computer. I don't know why. It's almost as if something else is downloading, because it's up to sort of like 65% of the CPU usage, and I'm not too sure why that is happening. Not too sure. We'll bear with it, and then hopefully it won't sort of like disappear. I might just have a tired computer, because sometimes what I need to do is reboot, and I haven't rebooted. The other thing that I've done, and I will apologize for it, is that I've messed around with my mixer and everything again, and I'm not too sure what's going to happen with the sound or anything, so please bear with me. Anyway, I finished watching the film, I dived in here and I came straight in, and then we just have that total mix up. Don't know what happened there with the sound, etc. So hopefully things are going to go better for the rest of the show. I nearly hit my head on the microphone there. I must be careful. So anyway, welcome to Wilson Waffling Live, and this is episode. What episode is it? Is it 53? We're way over the halfway to 100, and hopefully I'm going to get there. I will get there, come rain or shine, I tell you. So welcome to episode 53 of Wilson Waffling Live, and as usual, we've got a really interesting, or I've got for you a really interesting show. We've got the normal segments of Draw Something, when I basically draw something and you have to guess what it is. I also have the website roundup, and we also have the Opinion Minion. And remember, if at any point you would like to tweet me, then here's my Twitter address, so you can call in. Well, not call in, you can tweet me live on the show if you wish, or of course you can message me on Facebook. So you can go along to Facebook to Wilson Waffling, and you can send me a message there, and I've got them both open. Well, actually, that's a bit of a fib. Actually, I was going to say I've got them both open, but I haven't, but I have now. Well, actually, I've got one open. Oh, I'm not very well prepared today, guys, sorry. I've now got two open. So if you did want to tweet me or send me a message of Wilson Waffling, then that's absolutely fine. I am here. So we always start off the program with a quick look at my Twitter feed, because it is time for the infamous tweet of the week. I really need to get tweet of the week at the end of that, or I'll have to do a soundbite that sort of like says tweet of the week or something like that, and then just alter it. Yeah, so this is the tweet of the week, when we have a look at what's been going on in the world. So several things that I would like to talk about today that I picked up on Twitter, which I really liked. And the first one that I would like to say, if you're a bit squeamish now, if you don't like bugs and things like that, then now might be the time to look away. Because the first thing I would like to show you is this. Look at that. I do follow these people called, this Twitter feed called invertebrates_UK, and they post some wonderful pictures of invertebrates. And just have a look at this. Can you see what it is? It is actually a ladybird larvae about to pupate. So this is what like a little ladybird looks like before it actually sort of like comes out, you know, and sort of like forms a ladybird. And I often think, you know, it's let's face it, it's not the prettiest thing around, and I think it's quite amazing that something quite nice, I mean, ladybirds are quite nice, come on, let's be honest, something quite nice as a ladybird can actually start off like that, start off with that. And I like invertebrates_UK to follow on Twitter, because I'm really sort of like a biologist at heart, so I quite like bugs and things like that. And the only bug that I don't like, well, it's not actually a bug, but is worms. I don't like worms at all, but spiders and things like that, no problems at all. So that was my first one. And keeping on the sort of like the subject of animals, this is a very nice, I'm getting the nice ones out the way first, the pleasant ones before we get into some hard-hitting educational ones. So this one, look. Oh, look, it says, remember to eat your greens. And I think, and somebody might tell me otherwise, but I think that's a jaguar. I'm pretty sure it's a jaguar. And look, it's eating the leaves. How cute is that? How cute is that? And it's also really nice to think that, you know, as well as us having to eat our greens, animals have to do it as well. Now, talking about eating, I actually had last week, I actually decided to dip into the obviously dangerous world of cooking. Now, I haven't cooked for a long time, and I just sort of like live off a very simple sort of like range of food that I know that it's not going to upset my stomach or anything like that. But I actually saw online Jamie Oliver making tofu burgers, and I thought I could do this. Being a veggie, I don't eat meat or fish. That would be a pescatarian if I ate fish, but I don't eat meat at all, and I don't eat corn either. And I often thought I'd need a bit of protein, so I thought I'll do this. So when Jamie Oliver did this, he produced 2 perfectly formed pates of tofu that were crisp and brown and appetizing. When I tried to do it, this is what I ended up with. Yep. I mean, it's not a burger. It's not. It was meant to be 2 burgers, but it's not even 2 burgers, isn't it? It's just like, it's literally scrambled egg. I mean, that or scrambled tofu, and that's it. I just thought, I'm just going to stick with cheese on toast. I'm just going to stick on cheese and toast because it is a lot easier. It is a lot easier to make. So thank you to everybody who, somebody in one of my sessions said it made them cry with laughter by cooking. I tell you, somebody did say, did it taste all right? And I was just like, no, I didn't eat it. It was disgusting. It's just like, no way am I going to eat that. No way at all. So anyway, on to more serious stuff. I was talking throughout the week about the Singapore bar model method for visualizing or representing problems in mathematics, and I spoke to the students about this tweet that I saw earlier on in the week. And this tweet is from a school maths department, and I forget what it was, but oh yes, multiplying by a Bishop of Clengdaff. I wonder, is that what it says? I think it might be Welsh, but I'm not too sure. But anyway, what it was a whole load of YouTube videos demonstrating how to do written methods in mathematics. And I thought this was a really good idea, and I sort of like said that I would show, not almost like tweet it or show it where it was. So this is one place that the students can find it, but it's interesting that just there, what you can see there, that's actually the Chinese grid method, isn't it, which works very quickly. But I'm not keen on because of the lack of place value associated with it, and which is fine. It's fine for some people, and I think if you understand place value from the grid method, then that's a valid method to move on to, you know, to become more effective and efficient, as I say to the students. But at the moment, I think grid method actually works better. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's because I'm all still emotional for he's the man. She's the man. He's the man? What's that about? She's the man. So, yes, now my final tweet of the week for you this week was this one. And this one is some more students who have been researching and building the Mayflower in Minecraft. And as you know, I love Minecraft, and I think it's very educational, and I have my own server, etc. And often on this, now and again, should I say, on this program, we do what's known as the Minecraft montage. But this week, I might do something a little bit different. But this is one of the pictures that came up, and I thought this is really nice. I really like the idea that the students have researched what the Mayflower might have looked like, and then they're actually building it in Minecraft. The only thing that's worrying me is the amount of water. It's obviously in dry dock, because there's very little water there. But I thought, what a wonderful thing to make. And it also made me think that I'm always looking for collaboration builds on my server, and I thought I am going to start a collaboration build to build a ship. I thought that would be fantastic, but I want it in the middle of the ocean, and maybe even an aircraft carrier. So I'm really looking forward to trying to get that. I thought we could do lots of like stonework to get the grey, but we'll see. It might end up being wood. It might end up being a galleon, but we will see. Or even better, a galleon floating in the sky. That would be really cool. You know, like a hot air balloon over the top, like a Zeppelin, but like a almost like. Have you seen the trailers for Peter Pan, the new Peter Pan film that goes and straight on to morning, like that, you know, so something like a boat flying through the sky. That would be fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was, of course, that was tweets of the week. Oh, sorry, I forgot to click on my microphone. That was a bit worrying then. My CPU usage went up to 86 then. 86. I don't know what's happening to my computer. It's probably overheating. If all of a sudden you hear this, boom, it means the computer, which is sort of like down underneath my desk, it's blown up. It's gone. Maybe have to give it a clean. My brother goes mad about me cleaning the computer because I just tend to leave it. And really and truly, I should sort of like be giving it a good clean out every night. Did you see what was on? I just remembered. Did you see what was on my look? Anyone know who that is? In another dimension, another time and space, it's Captain Bucky O'Hare. Yeah. So anyway, let's put Wilson Waffling live back on there. Oh, could you actually see that, guys? There you go. There he is. I suddenly realised I didn't do the crossover, and I just realised I got me Jim kit there again drying. Oh, what must you think of me? What must you think of me? So yes, so that was a treat of the week, and we're going to go straight on without much ado about nothing. That's a Shakespeare quote, I think, from somewhere. We're going to go straight on to something that I don't have a I don't actually have a segment build for, and so I thought I'd go straight on to it, and you can tell what it is because I'm frantically trying to get it set up. Like I always do, because I always sort of like forget to do it at this point. And so what I should actually do is almost like set this up way beforehand so you can actually see it straight off. And I never do, because I tell you why. If I sort of like oh no, it's not working. It's not working. Help. Oh, got it. Let's just do that. Are we in business? Yes, we are. We're in business. So what I should do is, and I know I should do this, I should set it up all at the beginning. But every time I do that, I set it all up, and then just as the show starts, everything goes to sleep, and then that's it. It doesn't work. So we are going to go over to the exciting segment of Draw Something. Draw Something, and here was last week's Draw Something, if you remember, and I said it was a film. And I don't think, I'm just checking just in case. Nope. I think you must be all playing this at home. I think that's what's happening. Everybody's having a guess at home, and which is absolutely fine. I think that's a really good way of doing it. I'm just checking because I actually put it on the competition. Oh, we got the competition winner later on, but I don't think anybody sort of like has entered that. So, but I will tell you the answer. The answer to this was, the film was, anybody get it? Just quickly shout it out now if you did get it. It is, of course, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That was it. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Excellent. Hope you got that one. So let's move on to this week's. Let me just spin the wheel. Right. It's come up with another... well, it's actually a musical, guys. And I really have no idea how I'm going to do this. Right, it's actually a musical. So this is a musical. It's a very famous musical, and it's a very long musical. So here we go. A musical. It's also a film as well. It's also a film. So this is Draw Something. So remember, if you want to have a guess, you can have a guess now by just tweeting me at iWilsonYSJ. Or if you would prefer, you could just go along to the YouTube site, or when this goes live on my website at wilsonwaffling.co.uk, and actually just press the poll button down below. So here we go. Wait. These are... look, I'm going to be artistic and go slightly off the end. Let's just change this. Oh, that's not... you could probably tell that art... oh, let's go. Art is not one of my strong points. Here we go. There we go, and we're going to give them... it reminds me, have you ever seen that? You probably don't remember Star Trek, but at the end of Star Trek there was something on Star Trek right at the end that was this sort of like big face of a man that used to come out. It really used to scare me. So let's see if I can give you a bit more of a clue if you haven't got it already. This might give it away. But I'm not too sure whether or not you can get it from what I've drawn there. There you go. Oh, now this should be colours. But I'm not going to do the colours because that might give it away. I'm just going to put some scenery in the background. Right, that's it. That's all you're getting, guys. That's all you're getting. What is the musical? What is the musical? So you remember, you can tweet me if you wish, or you can send me the answer on Facebook. What is the musical? Do you want to see it really big? Here we go. Where's my big shot? Here's my big shot. Let's zoom in so you can see it fully. There you go. What do you think it is? What is that? It's a name. It's a film and a musical. Film and a musical. Okay. Right. That's it. Let's, without further ado, let's nip on to the next segment. There we go. There we go. How exciting that was. Draw something. Go along, have a guess, see if you can guess what it is. Or remember, you can go on to, you can always go back onto the competition. That was a little drum roll. Competition, and have a go on there. And speaking of competitions, it is time for the website roundup. The website roundup. I'm just hoping the sound's working at the moment. I really hope the sound's working at the moment, but we'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's actually working. Oh, there's lots of people twittering on the way back from coming back to university. What's she reading? Oh, right. Exciting. So yeah, so the website roundup. So I've got some web pages that I found throughout the week, and so it's not, some of them might have come through Twitter, but I've decided to move them onto the website roundup. And because I had some pictures to show you, and the first picture I wanted to show you was, or series of pictures, was from the BBC webpage site. And the BBC webpage, here it is, and this is the Biology Photo Award and it's entitled Conflict and Survival. And I just thought some of these were fantastic. So here's like 2 frogs mating in a lily pad. Sorry, this is an adult content only show, so but I think I can get away with this. This was quite amazing. Look, it's called Loneliness and Stubbornness, Sea Rocket Clinging to the Dune of the Kurunian Spit in Russia, which must be like a spit of land, like going out into the sea. That's for all you geographers out there. This was quite nice, but I don't really, I have a feeling with photographs like this that just sort of like off the shot here is about 15,000 people looking at the view, so I didn't like that one. This one I think I've seen this quite a while. A very similar one to this. You know that it's 2. I think they're muskox, aren't they? Yeah, muskox. But it always reminds me. Okay, it's joke time. It's joke time. Here we go. This always reminds me of a joke. Here we go. Now you have to listen. You have to listen, and I find this really funny. So if you don't, then I do apologise. So the joke goes, what's the difference between a buffalo and a bison? Do you know? The answer is, you can't wash your hands in a buffalo. And normally people go, what? But buffalo and bison, like in a basin, but bison? It's like, I think it's funny. Anyway, this one is like a little Nemo fish. I wasn't too happy. This one was quite clever. Look. Fishermen's, they're called the herons, stilt fishermen in southwestern beaches of Sri Lanka, which was quite a thing. This one, a couple of birds, a bit of rutting going on, but this was the one. Even thinking about it makes me shiver. And it was called Double Trouble. To start off with, what I thought it was two snails was climbing up the same sort of like stalk and then had a problem because they couldn't pass each other. But it's not at all. It says Double Trouble. These two snails are both playing host to a parasitic flatworm. So this here, this part here, is the worm. And it says the worm develops in the snail's stomach and then invades its antennae, putting on a caterpillar-like display to attract birds so it gets eaten. So they come down and eat it, and that's how it passes to the next host. And I just sort of like think, oh, those poor snails. They're infested. They're infested. So there I thought thinking that they would come together on a plant leaf, and they're not. They're dying. This is quite amazing, this one. It said red ant scared off by sawfly caterpillars. All these caterpillars, look, round the edge, eating away at the leaf. That's quite amazing. So that was the sort of like my first sort of like website roundup picture, which I thought was fantastic. And the other thing that I would like to show you at this point in time was a website that came up on my feeds that I thought is worth sharing with you, because this website is not really a website, but it's technology, educational technology and mobile learning. And the important thing about this was all about where to find Creative Commons licensed images to use in the class. So rather than going on to Google and searching, and then you can't technically use them because they're not, because of copyright, these are a whole load of sites. So there's pixforlearning.com, photos for class, and they're all sort of like can be downloaded free and used. And Pixabay, this one here, Pixabay, is what I actually use for my website. And you can copy, modify, use it even for commercial purposes. But I must say that every time I use it, I link back to the person who did the original picture. So I thought that I actually use them a lot, and it's a really good site. There's a range of images, which is brilliant. If you're looking for a very specific image, then you probably won't find it. But there's lots of sort of like different options. The only thing that I would say beware of is that along the top is Shutterstock photographs, and sometimes those cost, and so sometimes you accidentally click on those, and you don't want to start paying for things. So make sure it's you're looking slightly below it, Right, what else? Oh yes, this was the other one that I thought was a lovely one. I don't if it was actually National Teacher Day last week, and I forget which day it was actually on, but this came up on my feed, which was from The Guardian, schools around the world in photographs. And I was absolutely amazed by the different schools. Look, these sort of like wear little smocks. I have no idea where some of these are, but then, you know, African. It's a very small school. Very small school. Look at education there. You know, sometimes we worry that we haven't got enough. Oh, I can see where it is. So it's on the other side. So this is in Uruguay and Ivory Coast. This is Northern Ireland, primary 7 children. This is in Vietnam. That's an advertisement. This is in Pakistan. Very full. This is in Panama. Notice technology and science in the background. Hooray. This is in Brazil. Those awful flip round chairs. You know those flip round chairs that I hate. It's a really, the one about this that really amazed me is the range of ages. You know, throughout the it must be the whole tribe. It says in a classroom at the Satari Maori Indian Tribe School. You know, because some of them have some of the girls and the lads at the back have got their sort of like their tribal wall paint on, or whatever you call it. Sorry if that's not correct, but huge range of age groups in there. This one is in the Ukraine, that's an advertisement again. South Africa, and this is Herriot on the Hill, UK. Do you remember watching this? I remember watching this program on BBC Channel 4, I think it was. This is in Colombia, Morocco. Look, I just think these people are so small compared to these tables. These tables look huge. I do like the pictures on the wall here. I think they look fantastic. And this is the US, America. There you go. And this one's on a boat on the Amazon River bank. You know, so this all bare feet there. That's in Brazil, of course. And this is in the Gaza Strip, all lining up to get their work marked. Anyway, I'm not going to go through all of them. This is London, so, and Afghanistan here. So goes on. This is Japan. They're obviously having morning prayers or lunchtime prayers before lunch. Malaysia. Anyway, you can go and have a look. Look at this one. There's some really interesting photographs, and well worth going and having a look through them all. Anyway, I thought that was a really nice website, and if you are looking at schools around the world, you know, then with the children, then I think those pictures would be fantastic. And one of the things that you could actually do is compare and contrast, you know, and we're often, even in early years, we talked about similarities and differences. So I will stick that link to that for teaching ideas in the Wilson Waffling forums. Now remember, if you would like to go to the to see that at any time, then you need to pop along to wilsonwaffling.co.uk, and just here are the forums, and you can click here on the forums. It's a bit slow, and here you can find teaching ideas and lessons just there above my head. It's a bit small, I know, but it is there, and you can look in there and you can actually see some of the pictures and some of the images there, and see some of the ideas. And while we're on Wilson Waffling, then perhaps now is the time to remind you of the competition that runs every month on Wilson Waffling, and it's I Waffled with Wilson badge competition, and you also get a £5 Amazon gift voucher as a winner. And we do have a winner, and I'm just going to go to full screen because I don't want to put her name and an email right there across the front. So the winner is, drum roll, that might be too loud. The winner is Sarah Hoggart, and I don't know who she is, but she's a student, and she has won. Well done! Yay! So I will be sending off your gift voucher and your I Waffled with Wilson badge as soon as I find out who you are. I need to find out who you are, and then I'll send it off to you. So well done. Now, if you are interested in wrong one, nearly. If you're interested in winning a badge, then you need to go along to wilsonwaffling.co.uk, and then if you click on badges and levels, you can see the I Waffled with Wilson badge competition, and there was actually 16 entries in the end. And just here, the competition will start up on tomorrow. Shows this video, it's uploaded tomorrow, and will run for the rest of October. So get along and get involved and get your entries in. And that, am I done? Let me just make sure. Am I finished? And get rid. Yes, I'm finished with this week's website roundup. This week's website roundup. hopefully I'm back. Hopefully I went up to 80% then again. I'm really worried that I'm not capturing any of this. I'll probably get to the end and find that there's nothing. Oh, I've got a bit. Oh, that's peaking a bit. Has that suddenly got really loud? I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm going to talk a little bit louder because all of a sudden that seemed to be peaking quite loud. Let me just turn my microphone level down, see whether or not that helps. Anyway, sorry if all of a sudden I became very loud there. I've got a bit of sad news. Sad news. This is when I need. Do you remember Radio 1? Steve Wright used to have a bit that used to go. Dee, 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 dee. I forget what it was. Our Tunes, I think it was called. Our Tunes. And he used to say a really moving story and then play a tune and then say how things were improving. And it was lovely. I used to love that. It was the same time as there was Radio 1 show. Radio 1 on the road. Bits and pieces. Yeah. Anyway, I'm talking about that because it's to do with radio. Do you want to know? I nearly got there. I was this much away. You know, one of my dreams is to sort of like have my own, sort of like do Wilson Waffling on the radio. Well, you know, tomorrow night, I almost managed it. And I was going to do a joint broadcast with another student, a student and me, and we were going to be on YSJ Radio or Radio YSJ, and we were going to do a show called Desert Island Disc, sort of like a remake of it. And I was all ready, and I went on Friday night and had a bit of technical training ready, and then I hadn't heard from this other guy. Anyway, it's all come to pass that I've been removed from the show. I will not be doing it. So Monday night, there will be Desert Island Disc of Radio YSJ, but not with me. Not with me. Can we just wait and have a moment? That's it. Moment passed. Yep. So I nearly got there. I'm not too sure what's going to happen because I think there are some slots on a Sunday, but I sort of like do this, and I'm sort of like thinking, you know, I don't. Even this normally goes from sort of like 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and I don't know whether or not I want to do a radio show after that, or whether or not I can do it at home, or whether or not I should just sort of like leave it. I'm not too sure, but we will wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens. So I've been busy this weekend, so I just thought, right, we'll just leave it and see what happens. So I forgot what I was talking about. What have we done? We've done Draw Something. We've done Tweet of the Week. We've done the website roundup. Anything else that we need to do? Let me check my notes. Yes, I do have notes. Oh, of course. It's time for this. Opinion Minion. I'm so professional. I am the most professional person around. When that little segment was going across, I was trying to grab a drink of water because I was getting a little bit croaky, but I failed because I came back and it was halfway down my throat. So I do apologise. For that. This sound level's gone all over the place again. Do you know, I don't have a pop mic. I don't know if you... I'm going to just move out the way as I bring the microphone down. Here's the microphone, look. Da 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 da. And I don't have a pop shield on it. So a pop shield goes around the top. So I've got one here, look. This is like a pop shield. So if I was singing... This is the end, hold your breath and count to 10. Then it would stop all the going off, but I haven't got one up there, and I haven't managed to fix that on yet, so I apologise if it's popping. if the microphone is popping, but I can't do anything about it. Anyway, Opinion Minion. Opinion Minion. This is a part of the show when I give my own views about something, and I have to be very clear at this point. These are my views. They're nobody else's views. These are my views, and I do this and then I post them on the forums. So if anybody else would like to go along and post their views as well, then you're more than welcome to. But this is the time when I can speak out and say what I think. And this week I thought over the summer holidays I saw this come up. I forget, it came out on the 14th of August, so I've kept it for a while, and it was an article in the Guardian online that said this: taking your child out of school doesn't necessarily make you a terrible parent. More than 16,000 parents were prosecuted for taking their children out of school in term time last year, but there are lots of reasons why a child might need a break or change. Now, it also is interesting that in this article further down, it said we're not talking about a day here and there. Last year, sorry, you can't actually see this. Let's just boost it a bit. Let's get rid of that. Oh, talk about big. Where is it? Let's see if we can get it. 16,430 parents in England were so willfully blasé about their child's school attendance that they were prosecuted for it. Of those, 12,000, well, about 12,500 were found guilty. 9,000 were issued fines of about £172, and 18 were sent to prison. So they were actually sent to prison. And do you know, I was shocked about that. Not necessarily because they were sent to prison, but I was shocked by the sheer number of parents who had taken their children out of school. Now, before we go any further, let me just bring up my notes, because I've got some notes. Yes, I do prepare for these shows. There are some reasons that parents have to take their children out of school, and I think these are the reasons that head teachers are very sympathetic to. For example, there are things like when visiting relatives or going away to see relatives, that they have once in a lifetime trips, or I used to work in a school that had a lot of army children in it. So like near an army base, so you know, sometimes their moms or dads were coming home for a period of time, and you know, it was do we leave them in school, or do we actually take them outside, you know, go off somewhere together, and things like that I'm absolutely happy about. I also know that sometimes schools are a very difficult place for people, so people with Asperger's or autism or a disability sometimes finds the constraints of a school really sort of like difficult to exist and operate in for long periods of time, and these children sometimes need a break. I also know that there's times when children might be ill, and that's absolutely fine. And this isn't talking about taking them out of school for any of those reasons. This is just sort of like taking them out of school for holidays or just to go shopping or things like that. That was probably a very poor excuse, by the way, going shopping, but my brain wasn't working quick enough. You know, and I do think, you know, I'm not a parent, heaven forbid, and you'd probably be saying, thank goodness for that. But I'm not a parent. But, you know, I have siblings and I have nephews and nieces. And my feeling about it is that education is very important. And remember, I'm not talking about small minorities now. And I'm not talking about individual cases that I know there are very good reasons for that. But I'm talking about generically. You know, schooling is very important. Education is very important. Learning is very important. And I do know that not everybody likes school or education and learning. And I'm not only talking about academic subjects here. I'm talking about vocational, I'm talking about skills, I'm talking about a huge range of learning. Learning is not just sitting down and writing in books. So, but you need the basics. You need the basics. And I think what primary school and going on to secondary school deals with that basic stuff. It gives you a foundation. It gives you a foundation to move on from. And as well as that, it's almost like it's what we call like a spiral curriculum. And Bruno talks about this, who's a learning theorist. That, you know, you go back and you build on it year after year after year after year. And it's really important, especially with subjects like mathematics and science and English as well, that everything's built on top of each other. It's like learning blocks, and you build a foundation and you build on top of it, you build on top of it. Now, I love analogies. I absolutely adore analogies, so be ready for one. You know, nobody would build a wall without giving firm foundations and every brick's there. Or even if there's a window, the window is there and there's a plinth above it. Listen to me, aren't I good about building walls, eh? There's a plinth above it, and, you know, all the cement's there and everything is solid. And education's a similar thing. And if you're building up that wall and you've got gaps in the bricks because children have missed chunks of it, then the overall structure is not as strong. And I do think, although it might not come crashing down around your heads, it's still not as sturdy as people who sort of like went every day. Now, I will give you an own personal example here. When I think I was about 14, 15 or 16, I had an appendicitis that sort of like almost like burst inside me. They got it out, but I was really ill in hospital. I had drips and everything for about 2 weeks, a week or 2 weeks in hospital, antibiotics in the works. And after that, I was in a lot of pain, and there was don't listen, if you're squeamish, turn away now, turn away. There's a lot of sort of like yellow gooey stuff coming out of it, of the wound and everything like that. And now they go into hospital and this sort of like, it's like keyhole surgery now. I had like 9 stitches. So, and I missed a lot of schooling. And I found it very difficult then to sort of like keep going, you know, and keep up, because I'd missed out a whole, and no matter how much I looked at home or I tried to do it by myself, it didn't make sense. It really did not make sense. And I think the same happens when you take the children out of school. And I think if it's going on just for like holidays or something like that, then, you know, I do agree that children need a rounded approach to life, and it shouldn't be too much school or too much education or anything like that, and they need to go on holidays and everything like that, but everything needs to have almost that equal priority. And, you know, schooling only happens through various times of the year, and, you know, I think it's really important that children stay in school. I do also think that if you want to take your children out of school, then that's your choice, although you can be legally prosecuted for it. The other thing that I used to get me a bit cross when I was at school was when parents would want to take their children away on holiday, but would ask me for work to sort of like for them to do while they're on holiday. And I used to say, no, if they're going on holiday, let them go on holiday. Let them enjoy the holiday. You know, I don't want to be giving them work on their holiday. Let them go away and enjoy their holiday. You know, it's a bit like when they're in school, I hope they enjoy learning, but I don't take them on a holiday. You know, it's two separate things. So I do think of it round the other way as well. So to sum this up, I would say, number one, I was quite shocked by the amount of people who, even some went to prison. Number two, I would say that I would be against children be taken out of school unless there are some really good reasons, and I mentioned those at the beginning of the Opinion Minion section. But apart from that, because education is built on foundation, is slowly built up, then I think they should stay in and enjoy it, and hopefully enjoy the whole experience. And that was the end of the Opinion Minion for this week. I'm trying to be in the same pose, beginning and end. I don't know whether or not I actually managed. I'm just watching because the stream's a little bit. I was actually watching the playback, and I could see that I almost managed it. I've almost managed it. Oh, you know, time is fleeting here, and we're coming near to the end. You know, if I ever had a 1 hour show for radio, I don't know how I would fit it all in. It was interesting when I found out I had this radio show coming. I've started to collect articles and ideas to talk about in my show. You know, sort of like surveys and things like that. And I got them all ready, but I haven't sort of like haven't done anything about them yet. I've just got them all sorted and ready to go. So I was going to, and I will go to do it. I think I've got enough time. I have got a brief, just a little one, a brief little, whatchamacallit, Minecraft montage today, because we don't normally have it. So, here is the Minecraft montage. I always have to be careful because sometimes if I don't hit the headphone socket quick enough, it goes in my ears like that. Now, stop, everybody stop. I think I've done it. I think I've worked it out, because do you remember last time, not last week, but the week before, I had the music playing in the background all the time. It was awful. It was awful. You know, so anyway, I just wanted to show I'm not going to dive onto the Minecraft server at the present moment in time, but remember, if you do wish to join my Minecraft server, then by all means we would love to have you along. It's quite depleted at the moment. But you can nip along to the web page, which is wilsonwaffling.engine, which is ENJIN.com, and join us there. There we go. There's the website at the moment. And there's an application button to press just there, and then that takes you to, tells you the rules, and then sort of like details, gives me some details about yourself, and then I know whether or not I can get you whitelisted, because it's a whitelisted server, so we can get you up and running on it. So, but one thing I did want to say was that on last Wednesday on Wilson Waffling page, I actually put up something that I haven't put up for a long time. And I don't think I've ever put one of these up on the page, because I've started to try to get into sort of like speed builds. And this was my speed build. I don't know, can you hear this? This my Minecraft video in my new spawn area. And the spawn area that we're going to be looking at is in my sky block. And this is the spawn area here. And what I'm creating, that's me, is what hopefully is going to be a massive dome. And then people can port out of this to make their sky block. So I've made a start already. And in a minute, here's the start. I'm going to speed up, and you can see it's done something weird. There you go, and then it speeds up, and this music is by Approaching Nirvana, which I think is lovely, and you can see that in the background. Listen to it in the background. So yeah. So I thought I'm just going to pause that. I thought I would share that with you. So if you would like to look at what it actually looks like in the end, then by all means nip along to wilsonwaffling.co.uk, and it's called Minecraft Speed Build, my first attempt, and you can go along and have a look at the finished article. And remember, if you are a Minecrafter and you would like to come along and join me, or join us, join the very small community that is increasing slowly. It's increasing slowly, but you know, we've got some really nice people. Then please come along and have a look. Join in the fun. Now then, one thing I will say before we do the final segment of the show is that this week's Wilson Waffling Waffle was a blog post entitled Am I a Natural Researcher? So if you're interested in listening to me waffle on about whether or not I'm a natural researcher, then by all means nip along there and have a look at that. There it is. Remember, there is an audio version of it if you just want to listen to it, and that's going to come onto my podcast that I really must get on with. And look, it's got no ratings yet. Shh, I'm going to give it a rating. Ding, ta-da! I've got a rating now. Sometimes I get more than one, but mostly I get one, which is absolutely fine. So we've only got one more segment of the show to go before I round everything up, and 55 minutes. I've only got 5 minutes, but it is time for the wonderful Ask Waffling Wilson.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is...
Ask Waffling Wilson.
Please note, the new number is...
Ask Waffling Wilson.
Hello?
Hello? Yes, it's Wilson. Ask Waffling Wilson. And remember, you can ask me any question you wish by going along to this webpage here that is down below. You'll have to type it in or go along to wilsonwaffling.co.uk and press on the Ask Me button. And then that will take you to a web page that you can click on, and you can see all my previous questions and answers. And I'll just show you the page here. So here's the page, and you just put your question up here at the top, and you can see all my previous answers. So this was what is a skill you would like to learn and why? If you had $5, I said £5 left in your pocket, what would you spend it on? Where do you shop most? Popularity on YouTube, so forth and so on. So you can see it there. You can actually see the different qualities of the videos. And then down here, this is when I didn't post a video for those. So anyway, so as you can see up here, there is a question. There is a question that we're going to answer today. I can tell that, so I'm just going to open the exciting app and see what the question is, and then here we go. So today's question is, and I never know who set these, but if you want to say a question and you want to name it who it is, then just put it right at the beginning and just put who you are. It's a bit like, you know, the famous YouTubers. You know, this is my attempt to be a famous YouTuber by having a Q&A session. So here we go. It says, do you have a guilty pleasure, and what is it? It's a bit personal, whoever asked that question. Do I have a guilty pleasure, and what is it? Do you want to know something? It's really difficult, this, because if you say it's a guilty pleasure, does that mean that you're not meant to do it, but you actually do it? Is that what a guilty pleasure is? Or because I mean, I have a lot of things that I really like doing that are totally legal and everything like that. I mean, they're not naughty or anything like that. I mean, for example, I play computer games. You know, I'm trying to play through Tomb Raider on my live streaming, which I haven't been able to do for this last week because I've been really busy. But is that a guilty pleasure, playing computer games? I don't know. Is Starbucks coffee a guilty pleasure? Do you know? I tell you what I do like, and I haven't had one for years because I made the mistake of looking at the calories on it. And I'm sure I looked at it and it's like 8,000 calories. It's like, what? And I used to have one of these every week as a treat. And it's a cinnamon swirl. And Starbucks, I don't know if you know them, but oh, they are yummy. They really are yummy. It's a cinnamon swirl. Beforehand, I used to have a vegetarian breakfast on a Saturday morning when I used to go shopping. I still go shopping on a Saturday morning because I go with my mom and my sister, and I can chat with my mom. It's Mom and Ian time. That's what I like to call it. But we used to stay for breakfast. I think they still do stay for breakfast, but I don't anymore. And I used to have a cooked breakfast, which was very nice. I used to quite enjoy those, but due to sort of like my IBS and everything, I had to stop having that because it wasn't good for me, believe me. So maybe cinnamon swirls are things, and cakes, because I don't buy cakes and I never eat cakes unless there's one there, if that makes sense. So I have no cakes or biscuits in the house, but because I would just eat them one after another. So I think I'm going to go for cinnamon swirl. It was a long answer, but we got there. We're going to go for cinnamon swirl. So that is my guilty pleasure, and maybe chocolate as well. So let's round this show up. We've been going for 1 hour 30 seconds, so it is definitely time to bring it to a close. Number one, thank you very much if you have tuned in live. I know people don't go in the chat room. It is open and I can see it just in case anybody types something in, but if you're watching this live, then thank you very much for listening in or watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you're watching it on YouTube, then that's absolutely fantastic as well. I was just checking out last week's show, and I'm getting quite excited actually, because my last week's show, I think, yeah, it sounds a bit scary. I got 13 views last week, which is fantastic. The week before was about 27, but this last week I got 13 views, which is fine. Anything above 10 I consider wonderful. So, well, anything above 1. Well, actually, it's not above 1 because I normally watch it about 5 times to get all the clips done, etc. So, I think anything above 10 is always a beneficial sort of like watching number. So if you're watching this on YouTube, then that's fantastic. And remember, you can always rate any one of my waffles, or subscribe to me on YouTube, or say that you like the video. That would be fantastic, or dislike it, and that's up to you, your decision. Please remember that you can follow me on Twitter using @iWilsonYSJ, and follow me along and send me your tweets. And remember, if you go to wilsonwaffling.co.uk, you can see my other social media sites, including Instagram and my Facebook page. So by all means, come along and send me some tweets and interact with me and have a chat. It's always nice to hear from people. I hope all the don't forget to try to have a guess at the guess of the week, the draw something. It's gone off my screen at the moment, so you can't see it, but remember, it was a musical. That's also a film, so by all means have a look at that. And if you have any of your own opinions, then by all means add them to the Opinion Minion forum on my website. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's show. I've really enjoyed sitting here talking to you guys, and it's really nice to sort of like have you along. And yes, I'm trying to sort of like set up the end sequence while still talking. It's really nice to have you on board and coming along and having a chat. Sorry that I won't be on the radio tomorrow, but maybe in the future, you never know. So it's I'm trying to think of a really good ending. I don't know if you watch Twitch TV, but they often say at the end of Twitch TV on Mac Break Weekly, they say, "Mac break is over, get back to work." And I want something really nice like that. And I still, I say this every week. But I would really like some sound bites to play on the show of people saying, "My name's so-and-so, and I watch Waffling Wilson. Wilson Waffling Live." I think that would be fantastic if I can have things like that. I might put out a tweet and see what we can get. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate the support as ever, and I look forward to either meeting you or interacting with you in the future. So this has been Wilson Waffling Live, and now we're all going. Bye. See ya. Catch you later. Bye.
Wilson Waffling.